When Jon Gruden agreed to become the Las Vegas Raiders head coach again in 2018, he wasn't ready for all that pressure. The Raiders had a good foundation of players that included quarterback Derek Carr and edge rusher Khalil Mack, so all they needed to do was add a few defensive players and they would be ready with Jon Gruden running the offense, right? The Raiders were in the playoffs just 2 years prior, but Gruden cheesed up when he realized Raider Nation had high expectations for the Silver and Black. Then he traded Khalil Mack and receiver Amari Cooper, criticized the Raiders' recent draft picks, then said he needed time to rebuild it the right way. But what he really wanted was time to see if his outdated coaching style could work or if he needed time to adjust. Fast forward to this offseason and new GM Dave Ziegler and head coach Josh McDaniels take over the Raiders after they go to the playoffs with interim head coach Rich Bisaccia. Then what do? They're nothing like Gruden, so instead of complaining about 6 of the previous first-round picks not being up to value, they went about the business of keeping their high-value players. They signed edge rusher Max Crosby and quarterback Derek Carr to big contracts, so when the new regime said this is not a rebuild, we had to believe them. Then they went out and got more good players. They traded for star receiver Devontae Adams for the offense, and for the defense, they traded for solid man coverage corner Rock Ya-Sin, then acquired star edge rusher Chandler Jones and interior defensive lineman Bilal Nichols in free agency to open the team's championship window. The new regime didn't stop there either. They made moves to keep their window open for the foreseeable future while winning now. That all started with Carr's contract being adjustable every year after this one so others can get paid in the future. The Raiders won't have any options to pick up for their 2020 first-round picks. And unless 2021 first-rounder Alex Leatherwood miraculously goes on an all-pro run, his option is also unlikely to be picked up. That cash is being spent on players the Raiders just acquired and will be spent on tight end Darren Waller and slot receiver Hunter Renfrow. Players that don't get their 5th-year option picked up almost never stay with the same team, so the new regime has surely planned for that. I like running back Josh Jacobs. I think the Raiders could have picked him later, but I still like him. However, he is one of the 2019 first-round picks that likely won't be back. So in the 4th round, the new regime picked running back Zamir White to replace him. White has blazing speed to go with bulldozing power and a little wiggle, so he's a threat to score from anywhere on the field, which is something Jacobs doesn't bring. Some will say the Raiders plan to use both of them, but the new regime brought in Brandon Bolden and Amir Abdullah in free agency and drafted Britton Brown in round 7. Then there's a strong safety position where Jonathan Abram didn't get his option picked up. Tyree Gillespie and Roderick Timmer aren't inspiring options, and Deron Harmon is an old New England Patriot that was brought over to help teach the defense and compete for the role. A guy I'm particularly interested in is 2022 undrafted free agent Isaiah Polamao. At 6'4" 205 with long arms, Polamao has fluid hips and has covered the slot in college, so he has excellent potential to cover opposing tight ends in the NFL. I think he still needs to put on 10 to 15 pounds, so maybe Harmon assumes the role until Polamao is ready. And of course, there's 2019 number 4 overall Cleland Furrow, who we knew wasn't going to get his option picked up. He just might find a role as a 3-4 end that kicks inside the 3 technique and sub packages. But the new regime just drafted Matthew Butler out of Tennessee. Butler has the talent to 2-gap from the base and rush the passer from the 3 technique and sub packages. And he's a 5th-round pick this year, while Farrell will require an extension at the end of this year. So who do you think the Raiders want to win that battle? And who knows what's to come with Alex Leatherwood? Will he play guard or tackle? Either way, he'll have to play much better to get his option picked up. And Brandon Parker, well, he's on a 1-year deal. So the Raiders drafted who's in my opinion the steal of the 2022 draft in tackle Thayer Munford. Munford is 6'6", 330 pounds, with over 35-inch long arms. Is just what the Raiders need at right tackle. It's amazing the Raiders got him in round 7. He was a top tackle prospect in 2020 but stayed in school to fulfill a promise to his mother to get his degree. And when he went back, he moved to guard per his own idea to get the best 5 offensive linemen out there. He made the ultimate sacrifice for the team. To give you an idea how good he was at left tackle, Pro Football Focus graded him higher than 2021 number 13 overall Rashaan Slater in the same conference, and you know how he's turned out so far. There likely won't be a fifth-year option for Leatherwood. He may not even be playing the same position by then. This is the NFL, where everything is fluid. So if a few of these picks ball out, things can change, but as of right now, the new regime appears to be planning to move on without them and use the money to keep their championship window open. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.